Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen and welcome if this is your first time stopping by. Today's video is going to be a back to school makeup video. This is going to be geared towards more middle school into early high school years because I did not wear a lot of makeup, so I wanted to stick to very basic makeup today. Very simple, and everything I'm using is from the drugstore, including all of the brushes. So before we get started, I just want to say thank you guys for stopping by. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you have any ideas for any upcoming videos you'd like me to do, please just comment them down below because I want to do what you guys want to see. And also, if you want to subscribe, just go ahead and click that subscribe button and you can join my little family. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So for middle school and high school, I didn't even know that primers existed. They didn't even really become a thing until I was out of high school. So what I would say is for all of you middle school and high school students, for primer, you can just use some kind of face cream. This is literally $1 at, I think it was at Target, and it's in their travel section, but it's a Pond's face cream. You can use any moisturizer that you use. And all you have to do is just use a teeny bit. And it's going to act as a base and also keep your skin hydrated throughout the day so that your skin will actually be able to kind of maintain the oil. The more oil you get, it's usually because your skin is not hydrated enough. So make sure you really hydrate your skin. So for face makeup, we are only going to do concealer because when I was growing up, I only used concealer on my face. I didn't use foundation until maybe like senior year of high school, and I really started to get into makeup outside of doing makeup for fun at my house. And going into college, I wear foundation every day, but just as kind of an idea, I literally only did concealer. I am going to be using 2 concealers today because I have really bad under eye circles. So if you are like me and you have dark under eye circles, you can use a dark circle eraser concealer. This is from NYX, and this is just the dark circle concealer in the shade Light. And then I'm also going to be using a NYX concealer to cover up the peachiness that I'm going to be putting underneath my eyes and to cover up any other areas on my face that might need a little extra help, or if I want to highlight certain areas of the face. So for this step, I'm really just going to be using my fingers because that's all I did when I was in high school. So I'm taking a little bit of that pink toned concealer from NYX with my ring finger. Always use your ring finger because it's the lightest pressure that you can use. So following that concealer, I'm going to be using my NYX, what is this, HD concealer. This is really, really good concealer. The other concealer I recommend from the drugstore is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. The only problem I have with that concealer, and the reason I changed to this one instead of that one, is because my eyes are very sensitive to Maybelline Fit Me concealer for some reason. So I'm just using this concealer. This is in CW4. And it is a little light for me, but I like having a brightened effect under my eyes. So I am just doing that. I have a little bit of redness around my nose. You might not have that redness, so you don't have to cover that up. And I have a little bit of darkness around my mouth. So I'm just going to just dab a little concealer there. And also on my chin. So then once you look all fun and great, I'm just going to start blending that in with my ring finger again, and we're going to just use some patting motions. Make sure you're not just going in one direction and go back and forth. It's going to prevent the concealer from creasing. Okay, so once you have all of that concealer on, I'm not going to tell you to just leave it like that because you don't want it to look smeary throughout the day. You want to set it in place. So I'm going to be using this Physicians Formula, what is this? Multicolored pressed powder. This is one of my favorites. It adds a little bit of extra coverage, and it also comes with a puff. So you don't even have to use a separate brush to apply this, and it's really easy. So I just kind of swirl all those colors together onto the puff, and then I press it into the skin. It's going to keep that concealer in place, give you a little bit more coverage, and you don't have to worry about it going anywhere throughout the day. So now that we did that, I'm going to bring a little bit of color back to the face. Now this is something I didn't do when I was in high school or middle school, but something that I think if I would have known to do it, I would have. And I'm just going to bring some color back to my face where I just powdered everywhere so that it doesn't look so white cast. I'm going to be using this e.l.f. contour palette. This is $6 at the drugstore. Totally recommend. I really love this banana powder. You even get a highlight and 2 contour shades. I'm going to use this one to warm up my face today. And you can always use the banana color to set under your eyes as well, or the highlighter if you want to get fancy for high school or middle school. But right now I'm just going to be using that little bit of bronzer and do a little bit of warming of the face because right now my face is going to look really pale unless I blend this in. And I'm just going to blend a little bit of this down my neck because my neck is paler than my face and my body. So, does that happen to anybody else? Like when they get sun in the summer, like your face will get sun and your chest will get sun, but somehow like it just misses your neck. I really don't understand how that problem happens, but yeah. Okay. Now for blush, I'm using a blush. I always recommend to use blush for any age because it's going to add a lot of vibrancy to your face. It's going to make you look more alive, more awake, more excited, more happy. I don't know. It just really helps. And I'm using this one from Milani. It's called Luminoso. This does come with its own little mini brush. I don't like using this little mini brush, so I'm going to use another Real Techniques brush. And this is the Real Techniques stippling brush. So that means it's going to give you a lighter application of blush on your cheeks and you won't look like a clown throughout the day. So I'm just using this. This is a really nice shimmery blush. You can always pick a matte blush or anything from the drugstore that you like better. But I really love this blush. This is my go-to blush of the summer. I've been wearing it all the time. Whatever's left on the brush, you don't have to pick up any more. You can just kind of put it on the center of your face, on your nose, and on your chin. It's just going to round out that color so it doesn't look too much on your cheeks. So moving on to eyes. Again, we're only going to use our fingers. It's really easy, and I'm just going to do one eyeshadow. But if you guys want to see a more advanced version, I will do another video on that one. I'm planning on doing that one next week. But this is just going to be a really simple one eyeshadow because when I was in high school and middle school, that's all I would wear is just a single eyeshadow. I wouldn't do any kind of fancy eyeshadow look. So I'm using this one from Milani. It's Bella Champagne. All of Milani's shadow singles are really, really nice quality, and I love the results. This one's just a really nice shimmery color, and it's just going to give your eyes a little bit of a brightness to them. You can always use a different color, but I like using shimmery eyeshadows when you're younger. Now we're going to move on to eyebrows and come back to eyes. I'm using another Milani product. I promise you, I don't usually use this much Milani. This is the Brow Fix Brow Kit in the shade Medium. And I'm going to take this brush. This is a Luxie small angle brush. This actually comes with a little baby brush in here, so you don't even need one. There's an angled brush with you. But I wanted to use this. This is just from an Ipsy Glam bag. So for filling in your brows, you're going to want to do a little bit of a lighter application towards the front of the brow. Nothing too crazy because you don't want them to look like they are drawn on, and you really want to prevent that kind of look. So I'm just doing a nice feathering motion with the product towards the center of my brow. And I'm not even being that clean about it. I'm really just filling it in very lightly and very quickly because you don't want to spend that much time on your brows in the morning unless you are like really into making your brows sculpted and perfect. Okay, so brows are done. This is a little much actually for day to day, but I just did some brow powder. I'm not putting any other products in there, so if you think it looks a little much, then don't do this much. So for mascara, I always recommend to do mascara. If you don't do eyeshadow, you don't need to, but mascara will open your eyes, make your eyes look more awake. You'll look more wide-eyed. There's going to be more tension on your eyes, and I always recommend mascara. My favorite mascara from the drugstore is Maybelline The Falsies. This is my favorite mascara of all time, but I'm sure you guys have seen me use it in a video. But this is just one of my favorites. If you want to go for a more natural look, you can pick any mascara you want. This is just my recommendation. The last step in the whole back to school makeup is lips. Now, I only wore chapstick, but for this video, I'm going to show you something that you could put on your lips, and this is the NYX Butter Gloss. I love these glosses. They're easy to throw in your bag. They're all really nice colors. I would obviously recommend a more natural color for school unless you really want to go bold. I mean, go for it if you really want to. I just know that myself as a high school or middle schooler, I would not have wanted to go crazy, but this is the color Eclair. It's one of my favorites, and I just really love the texture of these glosses. They're very smooth and buttery. They're not too sticky, so that's what I really like about these. And they smell like candy and like sugar. It's an incredible smell. Okay, so that concludes this little tutorial and basic makeup look for all of you high schoolers and middle schoolers. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am going to be doing a more advanced version of this kind of makeup look for school. It's going to be geared toward more high school, like 16, 17, 18, and college students, because I'll show you what I actually wear to go to college and what kind of makeup I wear on the daily basis. But I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions or comments, always just put them down in the comments section below. I love responding to you guys. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and have a great day. Bye guys.